Hey guys, what is going on? So in this video, we're talking Instagram. I'm gonna give you all my tips, all my tricks, everything that I do personally on our Instagram to build our following, to keep everyone engaged, and to get paid off of our posts. So sit back, relax. There's a lot that you can get out of this video, and you guys can start doing it right away. Instagram's crazy. I remember when it first came out and you were posting like the really bad filters on there and like you had those really awful photos. It's come such a long way, and Instagram is now one of the most popular social media tools out there. Companies will pay you to sponsor your posts and give you a bunch of free stuff for posting on your account if you have the following. It gives us the ability to travel around the world, and we get some really cool perks just off posting on our Instagram. And that's in the stories and in the individual posts. So I've put together everything that I do on our Instagram, and really lately things have been changing with the algorithm where the stuff that we've been doing, we've been tweaking and altering. Basically our growth has been just kind of steady until the last few months, and then it took off. These are all my tips and tricks on how you can get to 100,000 and the roadmap to get there. So let's dive in with one of the key essential things. It makes sense when you think about it, but a lot of people don't do this, and that's posting once a day, every day, and that's it on your main feed. You don't want to flood with a ton of photos in your main feed. You don't want like 5 posts a day. You want one solid post, and you want it to be really good. So 1 post a day, and that's it. Now stories is a completely different thing. When we're talking stories, you're gonna wanna do a ton of posts in your stories, at least 7 or more a day. And your stories on top of your photos that you're posting are driving your impressions, and companies wanna see impression number. So with your one photo that you're posting, you gotta make sure to optimize that photo. So you wanna get the best looking image that you can come up with for that post. Now on top of that one post, you need to think about your overall grid and your overall layout. So how does this post interact with every other post that you're putting on your grid? If you do a lot of like beach shots and then all of a sudden you put up some crazy city shot that doesn't match, well, that doesn't work for your feed. You need to come up with an overall look and feel that basically stretches across your entire grid from top to bottom. Because people are not only looking at that one photo, they're looking at the entire grid as well. So you gotta think about both of those and how they work together. So when you post, you gotta think both. You gotta think your single photo and you gotta think your whole grid. As I said, your photography has to be on point. If you're just taking photos with your iPhone, it may work. A lot of times you're gonna wanna shoot with a nicer camera, you're gonna wanna shoot raw, and you're gonna wanna edit your photos so that you can really make them pop, so you can really give it a look and a style that's unique. You wanna come up with your own voice. So when you go to a lot of the bigger accounts, you'll see that people have their own voice and they have their own look. Sometimes it's a very edited look, and sometimes it's not pushed so far. But you need to come up with something that you can do and that you can do consistently over time. Because the key is you're posting a photo a day every day. That's 365 photos a year. That's a lot of photography. And that's a lot to always be thinking of your grid and things like that. It's a lot of work. You gotta think what's manageable for you and how you're gonna be able to stretch your photography over a grid, over posting every single day. Something to keep in mind. One thing that's really important is filling up your entire phone screen with your post. So when you post a 4:5 image, it fills the screen. Whereas if you're posting a 16:9 image, it's like a sliver across the top. So when somebody's scrolling through photos and they're looking at hashtags and different things like that, if you're posting a photo that's 16:9, it's gonna be like a little sliver, and people won't necessarily click. They're not gonna go to your profile as much. So you wanna fill the frame, you wanna fill their phone so they're looking at your image and they get hooked onto your photography. So always post in a vertical 4:5 image. And that's an important one, so you always have that really impactful big image on your feed. Okay, last thing about the photography itself. Let's talk about your icon photo. That little circle up in the corner. That needs to be representative of your entire account. So if you're a city photographer and that has a picture of you out in the wilderness, that's not representative of what your account is. It should be a shot of you in a city, like hanging off a building or something. You know, for us, we do travel, we do adventure, so our little icon is us on a jet ski because it reflects the kind of stuff that we love doing, which is adventure travel. So you gotta think about that icon, because people do see you off that icon, and that might be the first thing they see of you. So that needs to be as much on point as the rest of your photography. Okay, let's move on from the photography side of things and talk about tags. To build an Instagram, you need to get found on Instagram. That means you need to get seen as many times as possible. And one of the ways to do that is through tags. Now with each post, you can post 30 hashtags, no more than 30. But you also don't want to post less than 30 because that's 30 chances that your photo is going to get seen in different categories. When it comes to hashtags, you don't want to put them in your description. You're going to write out your description, post your photo, and then post your hashtags in the first comment. And in that first comment, you just put the big chunk of all the hashtags, and that gives your photo more legs and it gives it more ability to get seen. Now with hashtags, you also don't want to use the same 30 hashtags every day. You want to at least have 10 sets of 30 hashtags that you cycle through. This will give you more exposure and your numbers will skyrocket when you do this. So have at least 10 sets of hashtags, 10 sets of 30, so 300 hashtags. That basically, that's 300 different areas that you can penetrate to get your photos into that will potentially get you more followers and more engagement on your feed. So you think about it, if you only use the same 30, you're only gonna get people that look at that same 30 over and over. Whereas if you use 300 over the course of 10 days, that's gonna get you a lot more engagement. So going back to when you initially post, your description of your photo should have more than just a sentence, more than just like the location. You know, like you don't want to say like, oh, it's me at the beach, and that's it. Put like an actual description and ask a question. Always try to ask questions in everything you do because questions will initiate a response, which means more engagement. So you always gotta think, ask questions, ask questions. So if your post is maybe you on a beach, maybe the question is that you're asking is, what is the coolest beach that you've ever been to? Or when's the last time you've been to a beach? Something where it just triggers the people who see your photo to say, oh, I wanna respond with an answer to that. And then basically what that does is it's gonna drive comments. And comments mixed with likes basically is gonna give you more social proof on Instagram. And it might push your photo up into those top 9 photos on each hashtag. So when we're talking hashtags, there's the top 9 photos, and those are, you know, whatever Instagram clarifies as the most popular of those 9 or the best of those 9. You know, it's like the gallery you want to get in because when you're in that top 9, you're getting a ton of exposure. Your photo could sit up there for 24 hours and anyone who looks at sunset could end up seeing your photo. So you're gonna get a lot more traffic off of those top 9. To get to those top 9, you need to have high engagement and your account has to be filled out in a way that Instagram thinks it's worthy of being put up there. Not everyone in those top 9 have, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers. Not all of them get like 5,000 likes a photo. It's their algorithm works in mysterious ways and you could have an account with, you know, a very low number, but since you have high engagement and people really like your photos, it's gonna push you up to those top 9, which is just gonna drive more people to your page. So the key to every post is high engagement. Lots of likes and lots of comments. And so when people comment on your photo, something else to keep in mind is that respond to every comment. And when you respond to every comment, try to ask them a question. Because when you ask them a question, they're gonna comment again. So now you're creating, one comment is now turning into 3 or 4 comments because you're creating this dialogue. And you're also keeping engaged with your followers and, you know, having a conversation. And you're becoming friends with people. You'll start seeing trends of different people that post all the time. And you get engaged with people, people are more likely to stay on your page and want to see more of your photography. And then they're gonna watch all your stories and it's gonna drive your total impressions up, which is gonna give you the ability to get more sponsors and make more money off of your Instagram. So going back to building out your account, your description needs to be on point. You know how I was talking about that little photo in the corner? Also, your description needs to explain everything about you that people may need to know. You know, for us, we're travel vloggers, we're adventure travelers, so we use that description to kind of give us a little snapshot of what we do and then also say that we're on all these other social media so that people find us everywhere. And then also you have a chance to put a link. So for us, we're driving people to our YouTube because that's where we have a lot of this kind of content and a lot of vlogs and things. So the people are on Instagram, we try to drive there through that link. But if you have a website, if you're a blogger, that might be a place to put your blog. If you have something special going on or a specific video or you want people to come to your Facebook, that's a place to put it. You have one link, so use it wisely and make sure you drive attention to that. So in your description, say check out X here and put an arrow or something like that. Emojis are great, people love emojis and they make it stand out. So I think that's everything that you need to know about setting up your account, posting your photos, tagging. Also keep in mind, you wanna geotag all your stuff. So wherever you're at, there's that location feature. Make sure to put your location in there because people sometimes just look at the location instead of a hashtag. So it's another way to get discovered. And then also you can put up to 15 tags on your photo, so you can tag different companies, different people, different places. So you can use those to drive more attention to your photo. So tag 15 people, give 30 hashtags, and use your location feature. This will give you the most chances to get exposure for that one photo. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it all pays off. Let me tell you, I mean, you do have to put a lot of time and effort into your Instagram to grow your Instagram. I mean, it's like anything. The more time you put into it, the more effort you put into it, the more it's gonna build. And eventually it's just gonna take off. And that's what you're hoping for. You know, you just gotta put the time and effort into it. Okay, some other things that you can do to get more exposure to your account beyond just posting and doing all that stuff is going over to other people's accounts, asking questions on their photos, liking their photos, talking with people. So interacting with their stories, interacting with everything that other people are putting out, because the key to Instagram and the key to building a following that's gonna look at all your photos, comment on all your photos, and be an actual engaged follower is to be a real person and not just act like your account's a bot, not just posting and then hoping that people will come look at it. You wanna be engaged. So go over to other people's accounts and engage with them. Ask them questions on their photos, because then they're gonna come to your account and they're probably gonna comment on yours. You wanna be a real human on your account. You know, there's bots out there that will like auto comment, auto like, but that never really works as well as actually going and commenting yourself, because when you just do an auto comment and you just say, hi, this looks cool, awesome, you know, people realize that it's probably a bot. Whereas if you go over and you say, wow, that's amazing, you know, I can't wait till I'm in, you know, Costa Rica and I go to that beach, because then people know that you A, looked at their photo, read their description, and are engaged with them, so people know you're a real person. So there's that element of the human touch that you have to put in there. And we can do all these things to get the exposure, we can do all these things to get the most eyeballs on our stuff, but at the end of the day, when you're a human and you interact as a human and have conversations with people, that's how you're gonna get your account and take it to the next level. All right guys, that was a lot. That was a lot of content. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts. Is there anything else that you're doing specifically that's helping grow your account? Or is there anything that you're doing that might be a little bit different than what I'm doing? You know, these are the methods that I have found have worked, and these are the methods that have really taken our account from, you know, kind of a steady, slow increase and just, you know, skyrocketed it. I know a lot of my friends who have bigger accounts are doing the similar type stuff. You know, these are the tactics that everyone's kind of using that's at the top. And once your account starts building and you get to those bigger numbers, you know, companies are gonna wanna work with you, and you're gonna be able to get, you know, paid for your posts, you're gonna be able to get some sponsors, you're gonna be able to get some free products. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to growing your Instagram, because that is the key social media nowadays. And a lot of businesses wanna be seen on that because everyone's eyeballs are on Instagram. And guys, I hope you are successful in your journey on Instagram and building your account, because when you put these things in motion, you'll see that things will start moving on your account and you'll be able to do some really cool stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a lot of info. I'm exhausted from talking. Let me tell you, it was a lot just spitting this all out, but guys, I know this will help you. That's it. I'm done. Find me on Instagram. Go hit that, go ask me a question. I'll probably respond with a question. All right guys, that's it. I'll see you on the next one.